And 5, 4. Hello,
And we're
gang.
back to another episode of Unthink Me. I am, as always, James.
And I'm Adam.
So today we're going to be talking about we're responding to a comment we got that said, "What is the chill meme?"
Yeah. Is there
And
a
at
chill meme?
first, is there a chill meme? And at first, it seems sort of surface level, like, oh, okay, yeah, yeah, okay, okay. But the more we think about it, the more we have to say.
I went down a
So,
mental
Adam,
rabbit hole.
yeah. If you want to kick it off with sort of your Adam read it first, and so what were your initial go-aheads on this?
Yeah, I'm trying to answer this comment, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, here's the thing: is there is an easy answer to this question. It's very simple, but there's about 270 of them, and so I have to start saying like, well, how do you actually handle a question like that? Like, what's a quick, efficient way to do that? And it just ended up kind of like spilling out all the toys from the toy box. And I wasn't really able to get my solution, so I thought that would be a good thing to explore here. Is there a chill meme? Is there a chill meme?
Think so, but at the same time, yes. The way this hit me was like they're all chill, even Red at a point.
Yeah,
Um, the
100%.
you know the argumentative and warring meme is chill with war and being argumentative. That's their comfort zone. I think each stage, each meme, each altitude has its own sort of ohm to it. I think the thing that, after thinking about it for a while, the thing that the concept I've talked to Adam a bit before this recording was I think the most chill you can be is when you've attained an altitude or a meme that you're good with. Your personality is suited to this, and you're not really in a advancing mode. I don't want to say that, they're tiered higher and lower. It's just a widening spiral, but I'm not really looking to go farther than where I am. I'm very comfortable
Hmm.
in green. I'm very comfortable in orange or amber. Whatever, and you start to feel less turbulence. Not trying to be something I'm not. I'm not trying to sort of falsely put this facade up that I'm better than I actually am. Once you've sort of relaxed into where you're going to hover, there's always progression and regression. Those are sort of, again, bad terms, assuming one is better than the next. But yeah, you're most comfortable where your personality and deduction skills sort of align. So that the chill meme to me would be wherever you are,
Yeah.
as like your root.
So yeah, that's one of the really good like answers. That's one of the answers is in
Of the
integral. Ken
200.
Wilber will call it an unhealthy versus a healthy meme. And so it's like, well, you would think that there's no health to them; they're just a system. So, but there is, because I could kind of put it like this. Like teenagers, the way that they do like fashion, they're trying to project an image that they're not. They're because the whole idea of like fitting in when you're younger is often like trying to overmarket, overplay. So you see it today with kids like, I'm going to dye my hair a crazy color. I'm going to get all this like stuff on my face, and like I'm going to talk like the weird crap they say on TikTok. It's like you're not being yourself. You're trying to stand out. You're trying to be noticed. And I think that's an
Okay.
unhealthy meme. You're wearing your orange meme. You're pretending to be orange meme, but you're really not quite there. You just are kind of working with this thing, and it feels external to you. It feels like it's coming from the collective quadrants, not arising within you naturally. And it makes sense. It would start there. It would start as a transmission to you, and hopefully, as it goes from cognitive to emotion and values to behavior, then you start projecting it, and other people are getting it from you. And at that point, I would call it healthy, or like it feels natural. It feels like who you should be and who you are now. So I think that's one of them
So
is
it's like you faked it till you maked it. You
yes,
folk it till you moke it.
absolutely. It doesn't start as an identity. It starts as
Hmm.
like a thing that you're learning or trying to be, and then it's like then you're just kind of sailing with it, and it's just natural. It's like, yeah, I'm a strictly rational achiever person, and then you're kind of
I think
wearing
I
it.
could sum up when this could be spotted when you're doing it. I have this one group of friends, purely fiction. I'm not bragging. I have this one group of friends, and when I'm with them, I just feel like I have to be on all the time.
Hmm.
What are you talking about? What do you mean on? You have to hold up desperately that facade that you're not the person you are on. Like you're projecting something.
Hmm.
You're not in a relaxed state. So that I feel like that would kind of summarize, not summarize, but that's how I could spot in myself if I were doing such a thing. Like, oh man, every time I'm with those guys or gals, those people, I just get exhausted. So I'm just on all the time. No, I'm not saying like, excited and doing things. Saying like the persona that you're oozing out is takes effort and work. That's not the altitude that you're comfortable in. You're trying to do something else. You're on.
Absolutely, yeah. So yeah, that's one element of not being chill, and then another one that you brought up earlier is that there are stages of being chill.
Mm.
So, I mean, we could walk through that like, yeah, as a stage is comfortable, it becomes chill. As its environment accepts it, it becomes chill to its environment from the perspective of its environment. Because what we're calling chill, the calling of chill has a perspective. You're either saying, I'm chill, you're chill, we're chill, the situation's chill. There's a perspective to it. So
Mm.
it's usually the individual in relation to its environment, its group. The group is calling you chill. I'm the group. I want to find that person who's a chill meme. Well, that's the person who's asking the question. It's their meme that they're talking about. That's the one that they think is the chill meme. It's the one that they're centered on.
So would
So,
you like if you were to start a new job, that first day, first week, you're definitely unchill.
hmm
And then fast forward, I mean, pick the job that you've been at the longest in your life. Fast forward to before you've made the decision to move on, or if you're still there, uh, it feels a lot more chill. Is that because it's fake it till you make it, or that just became their level? I don't understand.
that too, I think, is going to be multivariate and interesting to kind of think about. The way when people enter a job, let's say, as an example of a thing. I will tend to overdo trying to be helpful. I kind of will trip over myself or stumble over my words because I'm trying so hard to be like, for people to immediately like identify me as like a productive, like
Value, yeah.
functional, efficient individual. And it does not work that way. They see you trying too hard, and they're like, "Oh, this is a person that doesn't know, how we're
Look at
all
this
chill.
blowhard.
We're all chill here." So they don't want to think of a new person as being superlative. They
Mm-mm.
don't want a new person to come in and be as good as they are or better. So that's a stupid
Right.
approach. It's just not the right way to do it.
When I start jobs, I'm sort of the opposite archetype.
That's what
I
I was gonna
start
say.
as
Yeah.
like, okay, I'll just be the sponge,
Hmm.
and then I gather all of this information coming in, and just because of I do have value. Weeks later, I'm like, why did I listen to that? There's like better ways of doing it, or I already knew how to do this, and then I let someone else tell me. Then I got in my head about it, and so at the beginning, I sort of look like this, like, oh, why the hell did this guy get hired? And it's because I'm trying to like absorb the thing instead of jump in and say, hey, I've already got all this, and it's the piece of pepper in the dawn bubbles. Everything just goes away
Yeah.
uh, because you're coming in, guns akimbo. I have gone to another job, several jobs where I tried the more outward and the professional not professional, expert sort of role. And it takes a lot longer to get into the chill environment to become
Hmm.
part of that tribe. It takes a lot longer because you end up dialing back and dialing back and dialing back until they're like, oh, okay, yeah, he's normal or they're normal. But the sponge roll, I would say, takes almost the same amount of time.
Hmm.
You just go in kind of unassuming and be yourself, and it's way faster.
And well, there are issues with being yourself because depending on who you are, right? So that you have these kind of, I guess I'm seeing like three, right? Like overdoing it, overcompensating, trying to project that upward image, which
Wielding.
could work in some cases, but in most situations, that's not what they want. What you're
Hmm.
proposing is sort of this just like intaking, like, hey, I'm just new, I'm here to learn, humble approach, and that's certainly going to be the proper way in most cases to do it. And
I think people accept it faster.
I would also add like kind of about around amber and down, there's a sort of, when I've noticed when people enter like a workplace, there's a sort of vigilance. They're looking for things that are problematic. They're already in the job, so it's like, but they're kind of like, oh, you want me to clean the bathrooms too? Like, oh, that person's in charge of me too, and they'll kind of have like, they'll be kind of like snickety. They'll be kind of argumentative. Well, nobody likes that. I mean, that's straightforward, but it's just because they don't think about that. They're not self-aware of the way that they come off. So lower stages, it's not on purpose, but they'll enter a workplace and kind of immediately, black sheep themselves out, not fit in because it's like, oh, that's your group. Well, I don't want to be a part of that. I'm doing my
Mm.
own thing over here. Yeah, well, you're being a stick in the mud. So
Yeah, well, go and do your own thing over there then.
the almost every workplace being just kind of gravitating toward that orange centered world, orange, amber, and green, kind of being the workplace. It makes the most sense to come in as a humble, neutral, open minded individual. And you're not, of course, even if you're like a manager, even if you're getting hired into a new situation at a high level, you're not trying to
Hmm.
come in there and impose your system, your worldview, your perspective, even if it is better. That doesn't help anything because the system is how it is. The system doesn't need an agitation, or at least if it does, you wouldn't know yet. So
I
that's
see this a
clearly the
lot
recommended.
in
Yeah.
business, uh, especially so the business I'm in, I deal with other businesses, and so we are in contract with a lot of these businesses. When a new manager comes in, now I want to look at the contract. I want to look at how much we're spending. I want to look at how long our terms are. I want to look at everything because this sort of archetype comes in feeling the need to make a change right away to show worth. If nothing
Yep.
changes when I come in right away, obviously they're just going to think that I was the wrong guy and or girl, what, or I was the wrong person to come in because they hired you for a reason. And that's I mean, a lot of people, I would assume, this is an assumption, don't get to management, don't aren't hired on as management from sort of the lower tier or lower memes. You just don't have that sort of wherewithal to take a 10,000 or 30,000 foot view on an organization and be hired. Blue and red, purple, beige. I don't see
Well,
them running
but then
things.
there's nepotism.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Cronyism and nepotism. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
And then you'll see like, oh, here's our new like COO. Like, who the fuck is that?
He's been here less. Yeah, just coming off the road. I've been here 15 years. Like, I was being groomed for the role, and this blowhard comes in. Like, yeah, maybe.
And that's a large part of why that's so hated is that they don't have to care about the culture. They don't have to be a functional cog in the system prior to governing it. It's
Hmm.
I don't have any issue with that. It's a dynamic. I think the coming in hot thing, the like trying too hard, it's not a terribly common thing. Most people are kind of too shy to do that, but it's a fraction of like new
It's
employees
kind of an
that'll.
alpha
Hmm.
thing, like a definitely agitator sort of. character rolled 12 on the charisma thing. So I think we're pulling a little farther away from chill meme,
No, it's okay.
going down this kind of business avenue. But
Yeah, we're
let's rein
kind of
it
like
back in.
down a finger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So a point that is I think is really important to make, just in our context, is most people are coming. If you're here, you've probably come from the 12 stages of consciousness thing, and in that video that I make, it isn't clear what these stages are and what they mean, because it's not a video on what a stage is or what the dynamics of spiral dynamics are, or how altitudes work. That's integral theory. That's a way bigger topic. I'm just explaining the stages. So people come away with what I would call like a mild actually kind of a major misunderstanding. These are not, to see this as levels of your emotional reality in the present moment is a pretty niche idea. It's not what these are. These are averages. So throughout the day, throughout the week, even throughout a year or longer, you have states. You can have temporary moments where you might be higher on the scale in one line or lower on the scale in one line. And there's this radical generalizing averaging going on. You're averaging out the lines and you're averaging out the motions, the up-down wave-like motions of the stages. So finally, after doing all that computation, you can say like, well, I'm kind of centered around orange meme, something like that. But that does not mean that does not mean happy, sad, excited, depressed. Those are states. Those come and go. An orange meme can be any emotion. Amber meme can be any emotion. The even third tier, they go through the whole, they have a bigger roller coaster of emotional realities. And in particular, a lot of people ask about the Hawkins scale, and I am saying like that's cool. Yeah. It's a cool thing. I'm glad that it exists, but this is a problem with the way that people interpret it, and even the way that I interpret it, is it seems like you're saying, as you develop, you become happier and happier. You go from fear to love. Sure, but no, you don't. The enlightened master will feel horrible pain and depression and tragedy on a level that is like, it's like you don't feel better as you go up. You feel more. You feel more things, like more complex things.
We talked briefly when we were introducing this topic to each other and discussing this comment. Just take a simple dolt, the person in your life, and everybody knows several that just, God bless it, bless their heart would be the Southern term. They're just not that smart, but they're happy. They help out as much as they can. They're just genuinely awesome people, just not so sharp. They're so happy most of the time. Now everyone experiences everything, but I feel like it's because they don't have the forethought, the deducing skills, the way to step away from the moment and look at possible outcomes. They're just happy in the moment because that's the moment that's happening. It's so simple and so rooted in base emotion that these dolts, these imbeciles, are just happy all the time. That's okay. They live in their chill life because they don't expect or foresee anything else. And so it's sort of going along with, as you progress through the tiers, memes, stages, everything, you feel more like the geniuses of the world are often extremely depressed and bipolar people because
David Foster
what is
Wallace.
there to be so damn happy about? There's so much terrible. Well, if you don't think about any of that, there's plenty to be happy about. So I was just sort of agreeing and reinforcing, as you move up the tier levels, you start from not caring about anything, and so pure happiness can be achieved, to the top, very top,
to caring deeply about nothing.
Yeah, exactly. You have to stop caring so much, and then you're happy again. So your chill is achieved by experiencing everything and then letting it go, or not having experienced anything and not having anything to let go.
Yep. And so this is something it's a real simple thing that everyone can see in their life, that as you grow up, greater power comes with greater responsibility, and you're embracing the problems, you're taking responsibility. Going up, you're always taking more responsibility. That creates more stresses. So sometimes the higher you get, the more intense the experience is, and the less chill either you or the experience could look. So that's one angle, is just that, growing up introduces chaotic, anti-chill variables, and we're trying to chillify them to a certain extent as we grow up. Now let's get the elephant in the room. Green is probably the chill meme if you had to nail one, right? Even though it's funny, in today's world, it's like the least chill meme. It's like all these people, but that's
Activists
amber as
and
green.
whatnot.
That's a wolf in sheep's clothing. Real green is detached, ironic. It's Rick and Morty. It's don't give a shit about the program, the social crap, I don't care what people think. I don't care, whether people like me or not. That's your typical green, your stoner personality.
I want to draw that back for a second. I said activists. I mean armchair activists.
Right. Yep.
Ones that hold a very strong opinion and do nothing about it.
or are just simply disruptive. Yeah. But then the people who are like really working hard on positive social change programs, it's like that's coming from a chill person into an unchill situation. So it's like you can hardly blame Greenpeace for being intense, because they see themselves, way back when, they see themselves as at war with the thing that's destroying their world, according to the perspective. I mean,
That
makes
becomes
sense. It's war.
extremist when the waves crashing on the rocks round over the rocks. This sort of harsh, extreme activism has become the norm, and they're chill in it. And so that's when, the extremist stuff starts to happen. You don't just come in as an extremist. It became chill.
Like Jeffrey L. Deuterino Lebowski, chill as heck. That's solid, healthy green meme. He's just rolling with everything that happens, got a good attitude about it, trying to find the positive in everyone and everything, not sweating the small stuff. That's what I would consider the chillness of green meme. And like you said, these people are often suffering inside quite a bit, but they're very developed. They're not going to impose that on the world. They're trying to be positive. They're trying to be just about to the point of that like teal abundance mentality, but not quite there. So there's often a lot of kind of neuroses that'll show up here. Now, the word chill probably comes from, there were probably like, 40s mobsters saying like, oh, he's a chill fella, maybe, but it comes out of a green meme. It comes out of a red meme in a green meme culture. It's the slang that comes up among probably stoners. This is chill. That's chill. This person's chill. And it's probably
it's just the opposite of coming in hot. Oh, that guy's hot-headed. He needs to cool down. He needs to chill.
Hot head need cool
They
water.
need to chill. And then chill became just like sitting back, getting stoned. It's just the opposite of being hot. Like coming in hot.
And if we're talking about being chill under the very worst of possible conditions, then we're kind of talking more about second and third tier, where you can maintain chillness like through actual tragedy and suffering. That is a kind of chill that first tier simply does not have, for the most part, I would say, to just be like radically equanimous towards reality itself, because you're not attached to the person system that you're doing or the social system that you're participating in. I mean, that's transcendent chillness, versus like present chillness or perceived chillness. And I would imagine the commenter is talking about perceived social chillness, like just being like agreeable, cracking jokes, being funny, and
It's
making
not under
connections,
turmoil, like internally or externally. When can
not
I relax?
imposing.
Where do I need to get to where I can relax? Right where you are. Just friggin'
Right,
relax.
right,
Just
right,
chill
right.
out.
Man, that's a real issue, I think, with humans in general. I have that a lot. It's like I find myself
Well, we
like, oh,
all
I
do.
just got to do this, and then everything will be okay. It's like everything's okay now. Get that thing out of there. Get that process out of there. Oh, okay, everything is cool. It doesn't
The
matter. I don't
CDC
actually care.
and World Health Organization are explaining JN1 COVID, January 1, new strain, new mutation of COVID. And the new symptoms are insomnia and anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
So, being an adult in America, or
Mm-hmm.
really anywhere, uh, are symptoms of COVID. Like, that's so vague. Find me one person who lives in New York City that is can sleep like a baby and has no anxiety. It doesn't happen.
And their New York City is so beautiful and amazing, and the people are so developed. There's this image, of the New York character being like kind of like brusque and unapproachable. I don't find that to be the case. They
Oh
don't. They
no,
will not. You will not waste 1 second of that fucking person's time.
there it is.
But if you make a connection, they're 100% on board. They'll invite
It's
you
I
to
find it way
drinks.
easier to connect with people. Drop me into a neighborhood in New York, which my job does from time to time. It's way easier to connect with people there than Seattle, Washington,
Oh,
who
yeah,
has a
well, yeah.
more chill setting.
Yeah. Oh, there's an interesting chill in the lower left. Yeah, like places or lower left and right. Places that are chill. How the heck does that work?
No extreme weather.
Generally
You know,
green meme will I
yeah,
yeah.
that's sort of the society as a whole. But
Hawaii.
yeah,
Yeah.
very
Very
chill.
chill. Very chill.
But also, what's the word I'm
Siberia,
looking
not
for?
so
Like
chill.
canonizing, where you're us or them. Seattle is an us or them. New York is so integrated that it's like this just us here. Don't
Yeah.
waste my time, and we're good.
Canada can be weirdly chill. Mexico can be weirdly chill as long as there's no
Hmm.
active conflict going on in the area. Yeah. So locations can be, chill, and it's often that green meme demographic that just kind of self-identifies as chill. Okay, so let's break open the toy box. So
Here we go.
we're gonna do the integral theory tutorial soon, and then we'll be talking a lot about the whole theory. But if you want to sort of encapsulate it, it's the 5 modules. So far we're talking about stages, and we talked a little bit about quadrants, and we talked a little bit about states. So that should all make
Hmm.
sense, right? Like levels, quadrants, and states. There's also lines and types, which do factor into this question. So this is why it's so hard to answer. All 5 of those modules can answer the question of, is there a chill meme? So types, is there a chill type of person? No matter what level they get to, they're always just kind of chill. Brain chemistry, maybe early child development stuff just worked out. It was healthy. You got those solid temple steps. You got the solid lower chakras. That's going to be a more chill person. They might be assertive, but chill, assertive and chill. And a lot of unchillness is the problems with sex, power, and control in those
Hmm.
lower chakras, creating that unchillness. So I don't know if you could take obviously the big 5 personality types. That's a type system. They have a chillness indicator, neuroticism. Neuroticism is
Hmm.
how unchill you are. And you can divide another type system, male, female, gender types. Up to you to say whether male or female is more chill. You'll generally hear males say that, like, oh, females aren't chill, and you'll generally hear females say, oh, males aren't chill.
Hmm.
So again, it's a matter of perspective with some types, with some type systems. I don't know if like Myers-Briggs, like where would chill factor in there? Probably you would be less judging, more perceiving. With the Enneagram, like some of them could be seen as chill and less chill. Again, I have trouble naming them because the naming conventions change, but like 4 would be unchill, 5 would be unchill, 9 would be very chill, 8 not chill at all, right? So types is just kind of this catch-all. Like, we don't care why or how. We just want to answer questions about people's personality, and we're just going to categorize people into buckets. That's like a type system. So with all these type systems, you're going to find some of them more aligned with what you consider chill.
That was
And
another
then,
thing that we had to kind of define as what chill meant.
yes.
Does it mean
Yeah.
like no things are all the same with no outside influence? Is that chill? Or does it mean there's no more work needed to put in? Like, and that's chill? It's this question is so
Yeah.
wide open.
Like, occupationally, if you're making mistakes and getting frustrated about it, it's like that's unchill. Socially, if you're constantly kind of fighting, nickel and diming, one-upmanship, that sort of stuff is unchill. So in the interpersonal, it's like about acceptance and the taking of information as opposed to the giving. Finally, the fifth one would be lines. So is chillness a line of development? And sure, I don't know which one, probably just like the emotional line. Like, as you develop emotionally, you become more capable of being chill. And we do generally value being chill. Like, if you can get work done, like, that's number one, get your goal delivered. But number two, do it chill. Don't bother anyone while you're doing it. Don't disrupt anything that's already working. So the unchill is disruptive or causes a regressive tendency. And we talked in the stages of conflict discussion, this is a situation that provokes me to unchill. I regress temporarily to a lower emotional reality in order to deal with or cope with a problematic scenario. That is like trying to force chillness into a situation that is unchill from your current perspective. So, as a line of development,
I do train a lot of people on working on electrified systems, live systems. And every single time there's 2 questions you need to ask yourself, and I will audibly ask them to someone who I am training. Is this safe? I mean, it seems obvious, but you do need to. Is what I'm doing safe? The second question is, am I comfortable? And that can be taken in any line in any number of ways.
Yeah.
Am I comfortable as in, is this above my skill level and I'm super uncomfortable trying to do this? What I'm usually saying is my body in a relaxed state while I'm doing this? Am I
is your
reaching
heart
over
rate
a
up?
thing
Yeah.
while balancing, while like using my leg to hold against the wall? Am I comfortable? Because if you're physically uncomfortable while doing this, your mind is also going to be uncomfortable because some of your bandwidth is trying to balance or trying to reach. So is it safe and is it comfortable? Once those 2 are achieved, pretty chill project. I've seen too many people start to work on an issue that get frustrated and almost to a point of like blowing up, like blowing their top. They need to chill because what they're doing is unsafe, and that's stressing them the hell out. Or what, they're not comfortable. And usually, like I said, I'm talking about physically. You're straining at doing something. You can only do that for X amount of time. So I've got 10 seconds of full extension, reaching and having small dexterity. Get to a spot where you have more time than the problem requires. Be comfortable and safe, and that will exude chill to the situation. You don't get frustrated. You can think clearly, and your process of elimination and deduction skills are at their peak if you're safe and comfortable.
Yeah. So that's getting into 2 things, kind of like the environmental, interpersonal, and also somatics, which is a thing we talk about a lot. And for me, using just from an integral perspective to assess whether something is chill, I would say like, in this situation, does the person physically start to hyperventilate? In their communication, you see heart rate goes up, breathing
Yep.
increases, posture gets closed, or whatever your posture does when you're under stress. So that's physical, and then we might even notice a regression to a temporary lower interpersonal communication, which is what we discussed in that video. Well, there's visible signs of unchill that conform to stages and also to physical somatics, like the way your body is operating. And like you're saying, to always have a pressure in your body, to be always like high strung in your body, that's killing your body. That is causing mutagenic properties in your cells. That is causing heart strain. That is
Lactic acid buildup.
overclocking your brain. And it's the same thing in the collective. To always be trying to push things in a direction is irritating to the group. To always trying to be assertive, always trying to be the leader, always trying to take the reins, that's annoying. That is unchill to the group from the perspective of the group. So we can take all these, we can take that upper right perspective, the body. We can take like the upper left. Do I think I'm chill? Do I feel okay? Which is what you're talking about. And then the collective, the other thing you're talking about is, does the group perceive me as chill? Do I walk away from this as a purported chill person? So bringing in quadrants into that. And then, to cap off the quadrants, is it the situation itself's fault that I'm unchill? Does my unchillness have nothing to do? Is it just like there's this loud machine going? Turn that sucker off and we can get this talk done. So chillness is arising in all four quadrants as it does, and can be assessed in all four. So again, integral gives us these tools to even say what chill is in the first place. That there's stages, lines, levels, types, states. I said stages as levels, so I messed that up, but that's okay. With quadrants of chillness. And that actually allows us to define chill in a way that's kind of more comprehensive and inclusive. And actually, exactly. You got anything else? I feel like that kind of is the treatment of chill meme as far as I'm concerned. It's like, no, there is no chill meme. That's the punchline. But
Right.
every
then,
meme
yes,
is chill, and every
meme,
meme is unchill. Yeah.
It's where you're at without it's safe and it's comfortable, then you're chill. So it could be where you're at. If you're safe and comfortable, you're chill right now. So maybe that's orange, amber, blue, green being the sort of perceived chill meme if it were to be labeled, but handled correctly. You're not an armchair activist. You're just sort of accepting. You're not tolerating things. You're accepting what's happening, and sort of the work you put in is recognizing the silver lining.
Integral chillness. Yep. It's an aqual alatus affair, and a compatibility matter. It's a matter of compatibility. You might be chill, but you're just not in a situation that makes you chill or where you're perceived as chill. Heck, we've all had that. We've all had that whole range of issues.
I mean, the chill person running with the bulls is not having a good time.
Let's cap that bottle on this one, because I feel like that's a module.
Yeah. Boy, what a question, and thanks for it. It's a whole week of thought behind it, and individual situations that I find myself in during the week. It's like, am I in the chill meme right now? Well, yeah, always. I'm only always.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks for that. What a brain bubble. What an exercise.
Yeah. And let's stress again. Yeah. So sometimes it's those like one sentence comments that really get you going, and those like 7 paragraph ones. Well, you did a great job. You've answered your own question with this amazing, statement. I often have very little to say because I'm like, wait, this becomes a podcast really quickly. We definitely want to thank all of our commenters and all the people participating in any
Keep them
way,
coming.
whether it's just a little
Yeah.
riff, whether it's to troll us, because we're starting to get trolls, and that's wonderful. It means that people are seeing us that
Yes.
don't even care about what we're doing. It's a good thing.
Thank you for spending your hard-earned time, your very limited
Predominantly,
time on Earth,
yeah, predominantly very,
trolling
very
us.
positive. And
Yeah.
I wanted to mention too, I have made a little progress on like how the heck we're going to handle that, because I have 100 comments that I haven't looked at this moment. And
Hmm.
I do not, with the Discord and everything, I do not have time to continue in this behavior. My soul wants to, but my time does not. So I had a cool idea. What I think we're gonna do is we're gonna start doing like a weekly or bi-weekly live stream where I just, verbally, me and who's there are just verbally answering comments, and I'll
Just
try
have
and
a
figure out
confab.
maybe like the heart means I answered it or looked at it, and the thumbs up means that it's on stream. It would be cool to be able to indicate as a response to the comment that like, okay, we actually answered this live in this stream. But I think that's how we're going to handle YouTube comments for the most part.
I mean, for those of you who have delved into the comment section or visited us on Discord,
Yeah.
you will see that Adam is a quick connector and sort of a maternal slash paternal figure of he wants to answer everyone to the fullest
Very
of his extent,
responsive.
and then have a discussion about it. So
Mm-hmm.
having right now 100+ comments to answer per week, it's just so time prohibitive. We have to find another avenue because answers need to be explored, if not easily given, at least explored. And I think the live weekly or biweekly live chat will allow those who have genuine questions that deserve a discussion can be answered.
Exactly, exactly. The Discord server is sort of our echo chamber. It's where you go like if you are already in it, in the discussion and everything. The YouTube comments is a whole other thing where we're actually like plugging outward into the world, and it's probably more
Mm-hmm.
important to handle those for people who don't know or care about Integral. That's kind of who we want to try and like connect with more to clear up some of the misunderstandings. If you just watch like a 30-minute video that describes the stages, you
Mm-hmm.
will walk away with misunderstanding. There's no way you'll understand it just through one dimensional descriptions of these stages. It's the most complicated topic. It's describing all of
Mm-hmm.
reality with a simple system of generalizations. So
Yeah, pretty
don't
colors.
don't this is not to insult or to kind of put people in their place or whatever. It's this you're if you just watch a 12 stage tutorial video, you're certain to not fully understand how the mechanics work and how integral theory works and where these
Mm-hmm.
stage systems come from and what altitudes are, all that stuff. Absolutely should not understand it at the first pass. So if I do a video where I speak in the voice of each meme trying to describe itself, that's just one possible dimension to describe these things to the public as quickly as possible. And then we do this kind of thing where we're like, okay, but now that we understand the basic idea of all these stages, then it's all about nuts and bolts and clearing up misunderstandings and, the typical
Time
beginner
to show up
pitfalls.
and do work.
Yeah. There are
So
beginner
I want to
pitfalls.
make
Yeah.
very clear, line in the sand. If you have a question or comment on YouTube, it is not our goal or intent really ever to indoctrinate you into this. You had said if this is like your first time watching a video, you're most definitely going to have questions. As myself, if I were to be exploring something unknown to me, and then I got a response right away on a question, a comment question, I would feel like, oh, okay, yeah, they're just trying to suck me in. Not it at all.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at integral theory, to quote a man from Vernon, Florida, you look at a lake and it's like, man, look at all of that water over there. It's like, yeah, that's just what's on top. Yeah, there's so much. So yeah, don't be ashamed, afraid, and you're never going to be indoctrinated or sold this concept. If it's not for you, let's talk about it because that's awesome. If it is for you, let's talk about it because that's awesome.
This is what integral is all about, is building bridges. And it's finally this integral movement or whatever is like finally at a place where it is actually has enough people that do know it and are involved with it, that it can start to make connections to people who don't care about it, aren't interested in it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole thing that we're trying to do with integral theory here on Unthink Me, is we're trying to make integral vocabulary and integral concepts sort of common knowledge.
Chill.
We're trying to bring that, and even if that means everyone hates integral theory and stages, fine. At
Maybe.
least you know what it is. You know, that's
Right.
the funny thing about spiral dynamics, is that nobody knows it. It's not taught in college.
It's a theory.
You know, yeah. There's that people know Myers-Briggs better than spiral dynamics. That's so insane to me because it's so not as useful. So yeah, we're trying to popularize or bring it into the dialogue. That does not mean that we expect you to agree with these particular positions.
No.
And it is
Yeah.
particularly the integral attitude and perspective to try and comprehend the other position, that we accept and understand and aren't trying to change the fact that most people shouldn't and don't care about this or are interested in it. Most
Right.
people will have somewhat of a knee-jerk reaction to it, and that's exactly what we're trying to smooth out and work with here. Yeah, baby.
Make it chill.
So, chill memes. You guys can tell us if we're chill enough for you. But I think, I think the reason why that comment happened is they're watching me spit from all these different memes. They're like, all these guys are like assholes.
Maybe.
And it's like, well, maybe that's how you see the world, and maybe you're not very chill. If all the different developmental stages that people are at are not chill enough for you. But yeah, when a person describes their personal philosophy directly, it's not going to really seem chill to most people. If I were to encapsulate the
Yeah.
way that I work and function, that's pretty intense, really.
Yeah. You're going to have people that just think you're a loony. Well,
Yep, I was going to say, give us a little Yosemite.
yeah. About time to hit a little dusty trail. See y'all at the campsite on the back 40. Thanks for
Namaste,
tuning in.
friends.
Awesome talk. I hope to see you next week. I love you. Bye.
Get involved, help us out. We love you. Namaste and good morrow. Au revoir. Au revoir, Pee-wee. Au revoir. Great show.
Large Marge.
Good one. All right.